Y'all are gonna be mad, but I feel like Gavin Newsom needs to run for president. Just hear me out. I feel like he should have ran instead of Kamala, if I'm being completely honest. Not because I don't think that Kamala wasn't up to the job or that she wouldn't have killed it, because she really would have. America doesn't want a female president. I'm not going to say that they're not ready for one. They've been ready for one for centuries now. They don't want one, okay? Gavin Newsom is inherently evil and somewhat of a lunatic at the same time. And honestly, that's kind of what you need when you're dealing with people like Trump. You guys keep trying to match people like Trump and his followers with things like logic and facts and common sense. Shit like that don't work on people like that. Every single time I see Gavin Newsom, the movie Demolition Man comes to mind. Now, a lot of you might be too young to know that movie, or some of you don't remember that movie. It's a movie with Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes. Sylvester Stallone is a cop. Wesley Snipes plays what is essentially Joker, just mayhem and fucking ruining a city, right? But instead of sending Batman, they send somebody who is just as fucking crazy as him, but with better intentions. And one of my favorite lines from that movie is when Sylvester Stallone says, "You send a madman to catch a madman." Or I might be paraphrasing a bit. I think he says, "You send a maniac to catch a maniac." So Trump is trying to create a political imbalance in Texas, trying to put more Republicans in seats than Democrats. So instead of having, an equal vote for both sides, one would have more. So Gavin says, all right, two can play that game. If you do that in Texas, I'll do that over here in California, but in reverse. I'll put more Democrats in seats than Republicans. Which exactly, when you're dealing with a fucking lunatic, you speak their language. If at the end of Trump's term, they tried to push that moron JD Vance, y'all need to push for Newsom. Like, hard. You have to send a madman to catch a madman.
So at this point, I want to make it known that I plan on voting for Gavin Newsom whenever he decides to run for president. And the reason why I have decided to vote for him is because, just watching him go against Trump, it really does something to me, because he is the first politician in a while that I've ever seen really not roll over for Trump. He is the only person that's given this man pushback, and not just pushback on a political level, but he is stooping to this man's level, and he is leveling the playing field. I feel like everything that he's doing, it's he's in a war with Donald Trump. And in this sense, this is the war that you want to be in, because this is the war that really decides a lot for us as Americans, because going forward, this man has tentative plans on doing whatever he feels like doing. He will do whatever he feels like doing, and nobody in his administration, and there's not too many people in our government who are willing to stand up to him and tell him, no, this is not right. And I feel like, with Gavin Newsom, and I feel like, even, him, he's not perfect. He's not a perfect politician, because I know he still has his flaws, but when the time to go against, our tyrants and rise against people who aren't I guess really standing for democracy, this is probably our best bet. And I feel like, with the right push behind him, he can probably put a little bit of normalcy back in the White House, and I guess really restore honor to an office that has been disgraced. And that's just something that I feel that he's going to do if he decides to run. But if he does decide to run, trust and believe. You got a voter over here, because everything that I've seen this man do and everything that I know he's gearing up to do is not going to help anybody. It doesn't matter what political side you find yourself on. He doesn't care about either side. He only cares about his own agenda and the people who are in his corner who are I guess pushing this agenda. But at the same time, you, me, no matter if we are red or blue, it doesn't matter. He does not care about that. He's going to only operate off of what he feels like, and the way that he does it is very disrespectful. So I don't know, that's just what I see on the outside in. But I know for a fact that if Gavin Newsom decides to run for president, he has a vote over here. Please tell me what y'all think, and have y'all seen how Gavin Newsom is going at this guy? Because me, I never get tired of it. I literally watching him post, and the way that he's posting, just like Trump posts, it does something to me. So let me know what y'all think, and maybe we could talk about it. But until then, I am voting for Gavin Newsom.
California Governor Gavin Newsom just dropped his best post by far, mocking Donald Trump, and it's driving MAGA insane. So by now, we've all seen those different photos that Trump and his supporters have posted of him, like, surrounded by people. They're placing their hands on him, pretending that he's God. And so Gavin Newsom decided to mock that today with a photo of him surrounded by Kid Rock, Hulk Hogan, Tucker Carlson, and they're doing the same. The caption was so nice, just really funny stuff, obviously making fun of Donald Trump. But of course, Newsom is attacking their messiah, so MAGA had to come to Trump's defense. This guy said, very disrespectful and blasphemy, so the Governor Newsom press office account responded by saying, oops, our bad, sorry, meant to post this. And it's the photo that Donald Trump posted on Truth Social of himself as the Pope, which is obviously an AI image. It's just so funny how these MAGA freaks consider that AI image of Newsom just too far. It's so disrespectful. But when Trump posted this, they supported it. So I say to Gavin Newsom, keep it up. Keep doing stuff like this. We're having a great time.
So here's the thing. Gavin Newsom is going to be our next president. Like, it is so clear to me that, one, he's going to run, and two, that he's going to win. While I really wanted Kamala, she just doesn't push hard enough, honestly. And right now, the Democratic Party needs to act a little bit more insane, like the Republicans. Not a lot, because you know what? Democrats are still going to follow the rules. We're still going to do the right thing. But we need someone who's going to push back, and that is what he's doing. And honestly, if this is all part of a political scheme to get elected as president, awesome. I don't care. And you know what? I'm from California. I have lived here my entire life. I realize that he is not perfect and that he has issues, and that he has done some things that not everybody agrees with and that I don't agree with. But the good make up for the bad. And I am going to just say it right now. He's going to be our next president. You know, unless the other one goes away. And then it has to be that other guy. But the next elected president. Let's go with that.
So Fox News is losing their minds over Gavin Newsom making fun of Donald Trump, but they're completely ignoring the fact that he's just acting the way Trump has acted for years. Here's what they said: I don't know what he's planning to do, but it comes across as childish, and you are the governor of the biggest state in the union. What are you doing? And Brian points out it's amazing watching Republicans melt down over the childishness of Newsom while he's literally imitating Trump. Newsom isn't even exaggerating. Like, look at what Trump said on July 20th. The Washington whatevers should immediately change their name back to the Washington Redskins football team. Like, this is what's on the president's mind. The irony here is crazy. For years, Donald Trump has behaved this way on social media, ranting about nonsense, calling people nicknames, bullying them for no reason. What's crazy is the fact that Republicans and Fox News cheered him on every step of the way. He's talking like us. We like him. But then when Newsom starts acting the exact same way Trump's been acting for years, suddenly it's unprofessional and childish. Gavin Newsom isn't being childish at all. What he's doing is very smart. He's exposing the double standard and calling out MAGA hypocrisy.
Did y'all see Zaddy Newsom's latest tweet? I fucking love this one. This one is genius. Okay. He said, many people are saying, and I agree, that I, Gavin C. Newsom, America's favorite governor, deserve the Nobel Peace Prize. Why? Because of the most incredible maps in the history of mapping, even Columbus. These maps will end the very rigged elections, make America great again, MAGA, retake Congress for the people, and save democracy. Nobody else could have done this. Certainly not self-proclaimed master deal maker Donald Taco Trump, tiny hands, who missed the deadline and lost. Sad. Peace through maps. No one has ever done this before. I am the peacetime governor now, stopping political wars before they start. Harmony, unity, even love. The Nobel Committee has given this award to lesser people for much less. I, Gavin C. Newsom, actually earned it. The world will be safer, kinder, and frankly, more beautiful because of my maps. Give Gavin the Nobel, many are saying. Thank you for your attention to this matter. GCN. I agree that Newsom should get the Nobel Peace Prize because he's bringing all of us together. He's bringing all the Democrats together. He's bringing all of America together. He definitely deserved the Nobel Peace Prize. There's a certain person by the name of Dookie Booty who will never deserve the Nobel Peace Prize. And I hope he never, ever gets considered for the Nobel Peace Prize. But Gavin Zaddy Newsom, yes, he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize today, tomorrow, any day, okay? So go ahead and push it out there, y'all, that Gavin Newsom deserves a Nobel Peace Prize just so we can piss Dookie Booty off.
Gavin Newsom is now saying that he broke Donald Trump, and it kind of appears true. See, this morning around 8 a.m., Donald Trump posted one word, Bella, B-E-L-A. Misspelled if he's talking about the Italian word bella for beautiful, but either way, it's this term's covfefe, and Gavin Newsom jumped right on it. In fact, the Lincoln Project that opposes Donald Trump called it exactly that. And then Donald Trump went on after that to just go forth and just repost every meme, every video, everything talking positively about Donald Trump. In fact, he posted 75 things in less than an hour. He does appear to be broken. Either that or somebody hacked his account, because he went as far as to post obvious AI generated images. And then to cap it off, he did nothing else the rest of the day. I'm sure he was out golfing, but what have you. It really does appear that the attacks that Gavin Newsom and his news group have been doing against Donald Trump have actually broken him.
Gavin Newsom, I am impressed. Thank you for standing up to that schoolyard bully. We have been waiting for a Democrat leader to do what you're doing. They all could be doing it, but they're too busy hiding behind their mama's skirts. Thank you for standing up, making him look like the fool he is and the uneducated man that he is. I wish you the best, Gavin. I look forward to your daily tweets, your press conferences. I live in rural America, and you have given me more hope in the last week than anybody has in the last 2 years. Keep it up, buddy. I will support you till the end. And from all of us, thank you for taking on that bully.
So I have a question for people that are out in California. I've been seeing everything Gavin Newsom has been doing, trolling Trump, pushing back on, the gerrymandering, really putting the energy that we've been wanting. But every time I talk about him, people are always like, oh, but we hate him here. We don't like him here. He's done horrible things here. I'm from New York City, so I genuinely don't know. Can someone please explain to me, what he's doing, what policies he's done that's so bad? What are the issues that people in California have with him? And this is me, not judging. I genuinely just want to know the information from people in California. Yeah, can someone just fill me in? I'd love to, get a better sense of, what's going on. Also, because it seems like people want him as one of the front runners for the next presidency if we have elections in the future. So I just would love to get a better sense of the pros and cons of him.
Before we start, of course, I agree with Gavin Newsom gerrymandering California. However, I also do not agree with us already talking about 2028 when we ain't even made it to 2026 yet. Gavin Newsom is still the governor of California. So with that being said, there's still some things that we need done here as far as the homelessness, the cost of living, the housing crisis. We still need help here, Gavin. It's great that you gerrymandering and you out there doing press conferences because obviously you run it in 2028, but we need you to still continue doing your goddamn job.
Let's not forget, Gavin Newsom will change his opinion at the drop of a dime, which most politicians do when they're trying to run for something, right? However, Gavin Newsom isn't so slick with it. For example, defund the police. He's saying that, oh, I was never for it, even though he was. Also, with trans people, he threw them under the bus when he was talking to Charlie Kirk. Remember that? Reparations, like, oh, we need to do another study. No, we've been doing studies of reparations. Like, just give us our goddamn money, right? And I just want to be clear, because let's be clear on something. I am not one of those purity test people. Like, I need a perfect candidate from head to toe, everything. No, I'm not one of those people, but I'm a realistic kind of person, because yet it's great what he's doing and he's getting all this attention. And I know people in the other states are loving Gavin Newsom, but yo, homie, you still the governor of California. There's still shit to do here. Trust me, we love the trolling that you're doing with Trump. Ha ha he he. However, you still got work to do here. Like, we got another year and a few months with you. Yeah, let's get to work, Gavin.
I'm going to be the one to tell you that I don't like Gavin Newsom. His approach to homelessness in California has been cruel and punitive, not compassionate. His outspoken support for Israel doesn't align with real justice, but still, he is the most active and visible Democrat right now. He is very active. He's more front-facing than Kamala Harris and Pete Buttigieg or anyone else in the Democratic Party, and that alone might put him as the next candidate or nominee for President of the United States in 2028 from the Democratic Party. Sure, he may be better than J.D. Vance or Donald Trump, but don't mistake less bad as for real change. We may see some incremental progress when Newsom takes office in 2029, which he may will, but it won't be the fundamental transformation that America desperately needs right now.
All right, Democrats, y'all need to be very careful falling in love with Gavin Newsom. This guy is a corporate shillbag. He has ties to Google. He has ties to Meta. He has ties to Silicon Valley. These companies have funded his ass and funded other things that he wanted to do. This guy's been talking out of both sides of his mouth for years. He is a corporate shill. What he's doing now is a good thing, but it's all political rhetoric that the DNC is working out with him to get done so that his name is the one that you recognize. And the vote blue no matter who Democrats will turn on anybody that goes against Gavin Newsom. But the reality is that this dude is just going to give more money to the corporations. He's going to the rest of us. He's going to disillusion the party yet again. And then 4 years later or 8 years later, we're going to end up with another Donald Trump. Please do not fall for this bullshit. The DNC is doing this leading into the next presidential election because they know how dangerous it is to their corporate bullshit for somebody who is an actual progressive to win this time, because that's what the people want. We don't want another corporate shill like Gavin Newsom, but he absolutely is. Do not fall for the trap. This is being done by the corporate Democrats to fool you into voting for somebody like this. Oh yeah, but he was fighting real hard. Right. Yeah, I bet he was fighting real hard when he told those environmentalists to go F themselves in favor of big business. Or when Google and Facebook were sending money to his corporate backers. Yeah, I'm sure he was fighting real hard then. This is all a setup. Don't fall for it.
I'm aware that I am beating a dead horse with these Gavin Newsom tweets, but look at these most recent ones. So he posted this, right? And I believe that's Tucker Carlson, Hulk Hogan, rest in peace. And I'm not sure who this guy on this side is, but another MAGA faithful, I assume. And as you could have guessed, his replies look a lot like this from MAGA conservatives who are not noticing the hypocrisy and irony going right over their head, saying very disrespectful and blasphemy, which another thing I'll give Gavin Newsom props for is he's hitting them in the religion. Ooh, yes. But don't worry, it gets better because Gavin Newsom's press office had a response to this too. They said, since you seemed to not get the point that we're making fun of y'all. Here it is. This is actually what we meant to post. Still think this is blasphemous? Is this blasphemy? Because that's the whole point, right? Even like the segments of the Fox News hosts freaking out over him acting like this, calling it childish, saying, why is the governor of a state acting like this? Why is the president of the United States acting like this literally all the time? And not just online. He acts like that in person too. Like I said, I know I'm beating a dead horse, but I don't care because it's funny and it's what we need. So major props to the queen that is running his social media. I think her name is Camille Zapata. Bravo, bravo, a masterclass in how to troll a psychopathic narcissist. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Have you seen a funnier one that I should look into? I know we can post photos now in the comments, so please post some screenshots. And while you're here, go ahead, like, share with a friend to spread the word because I want everyone to see how the Democrats are fighting back. And like I said before, hopefully there's going to be more of this, so follow along.
And here we go. Gavin Newsom is going to be the nominee. Gavin Newsom is being groomed as the crown prince of the Democratic Party for 2028. We're going to be told, look, we know he's not that good this time, but you can get a better candidate next time, but right now you got to vote for who we're telling you to vote for. Gavin Newsom is in the pocket of AIPAC. Gavin Newsom is a staunch Zionist. Gavin Newsom is in the pocket of technocrats. Gavin Newsom is in the pocket of big construction. Gavin Newsom is in the pocket of big oil. He hates homeless people, and he has done some fucked up shit with civil rights in California. But we're going to be told to fall in line. I fucking hate it here. And all because he tweets at Trump. He tweets fun things at Trump. Let's vote for him. And before you motherfuckers come for me, I voted for Kamala because it was the right thing to do, although she's a fucking cunt and a bitch.
Hey, it's Joe from Georgia. So if you need a good laugh, this would be the week for it. Because Governor Gavin Newsom of this great state of California, folks, he has definitely been playing the president of the United States. If you'll look at his X account, as well as other social media platforms that's used by the state of California, Governor Newsom has made sure that it's all in all caps, as we know President Trump is famous for. And he says a lot of things in there that you would basically, if it didn't have Governor Newsom's name on the top of it, you would think that it was coming from President Trump. So it's going to even get more interesting because we do know how thin-skinned the president of the United States is. And folks, he's already upset. You can look at his social media and find out that he doesn't like being trolled by Gavin Newsom. So it's going to get more interesting as time goes on. But I want to say kudos to Gavin Newsom, the only Democratic governor who is standing up for democracy right now. And other Democrats who are in leadership positions, you need to get on the train here. Because Governor Newsom is definitely leading it, and it looks like he's the conductor and the leader at the same time, because no one else seems to be jumping into that role. So congratulations to Governor Newsom for doing the job that needs to be done.
Gavin Newsom's pettiness is completely unmatched, and I'm here for it. If I could speak to my narcissistic abusers the way that he speaks to our United States narcissistic abuser, Orange Cheeto, I would be winning at life. It doesn't hurt that he looks so damn good in those suits he wears too. Just a thought.
Wait a minute, hold on a second. This can't be real. What about all that No King stuff from, like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago? I mean, seriously, like, it's fine now? Totally fine? I mean, really, what's the difference? I guess emphasis on the D, right? Just the hypocrisy. I mean, there's lots of hypocrisy coming from the left. Like, there's no doubt about it. There's tons. But even this is just a little bit too on the nose, even for y'all. I guess I just don't, I mean, out of all of them, it's Gavin Newsom. That's who does it for you. I mean, don't you all have that, like, that little internal voice, that alarm that goes off when you see, like, somebody who is obviously a slime ball? I mean, seriously, the first time I ever laid eyes on the guy, all politics aside, right, back in the day, before I was even really into politics, I saw that guy, and like, that guy gives me the creeps. For real though, don't like doesn't everybody have that, right? Like that thing that's in our like instinctual, that is built into our DNA, that, you know, warns us of predators. Like that thing, like, you know, like if somebody like behind you is staring at you, you can feel it, right? Like it doesn't make sense from like all of the, you know, the senses, but you can feel it because you have that little internal alarm. What happened to y'all? Do you not have that? Anyways, I guess I gotta jump on that no kings bandwagon now. I don't know what else to do.
Gavin Newsom might just be the only Democrat actually meeting the moment right now. He's playing Trump's game right back with him. He's doing the social media stuff, but he's also doing it with action. He didn't like just sit up on Twitter and complain about Texas Republicans redrawing the maps. He said, bet we're going to do the same thing in California. You want to rig the maps, we're going to do the same shit. Matter of fact, Election Day is November 4th for voters to vote on those new maps where Democrats will have more of an advantage. And then he's actually communicating the threats that Donald Trump is doing in a way that people can actually understand. During his press conference yesterday, he basically was like, if Trump successfully rigs these midterm elections, he is going to try to run for a third term. I'll show you the clip.
Up, America. Wake up. You will not have a country if he rigs this election. You will have a president who will be running for a third term. Mark my word. I wasn't exaggerating when I said that I received in the mail a Trump 2028 hat from one of his biggest supporters. These guys are not screwing around. The rules do not apply to him. The most corrupt president in history. He doesn't believe in free enterprise, crony capitalism. He is wrecking this country, wrecking the economy. He's a lawless president. Wake up, America. Wake up to...
And then his press office has been basically like mocking Donald Trump's way of posting and basically trolling Trump with their tweets about all of the maps and everything. But yeah, this is just a Gavin Newsom appreciation post. I think he's going to have so much support in 2028. Like, this man has not been playing any games with Trump. Before Trump even sat in office, he started strategizing how California was going to be pushing back against this administration.
Something people don't seem ready to talk about is the way that the political left in the United States treats their politicians and how it's different from the people on the right, and that usually negatively affects the people on the left. So let me explain. The other day, I posted a video talking about Gavin Newsom, right? I am on the left. I would say I am much more left than Gavin Newsom. Straight up, okay? But I posted a video, and the video was basically me saying, like, I am a big fan of the way that Gavin Newsom is handling this Trump situation when it comes to the gerrymandering and redistricting and the way that he's making fun of Trump on his Twitter by, you know, mocking him and talking like him. I like that Gavin Newsom is doing that. I think that is good, and he is one of the few Democrats, at least that I'm aware of, that I'm seeing publicly kind of really go up against Trump in this way. Not a lot of people are doing that. Especially not a lot of Democrats that are actively, you know, a governor or in Congress or anything like that. Gavin Newsom is doing the most, okay? And I like that he's doing that. That was what my video said. And that video got shit on by people on the left saying, he's not left enough. He's a terrible governor in California. He did this in California. He did that in California. And that kind of was, it was interesting to see because I never said he was a good governor. I never said he's a good person. I just said, I think to quote myself, I was being kind of silly with it. I said, we should glaze Gavin Newsom. And for those people who aren't Gen Z and don't understand what that means, it means like, we should give Gavin Newsom some good credit. We should say some nice things about Gavin. I'm saying nice things about Gavin because of his way of handling the Trump administration. But all of my comments were like, Gavin's a terrible person, blah, 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 blah. Maybe he is, okay? Maybe he is. But if this situation was turned around and there was somebody on the right that was posting a TikTok or talking about somebody on the right who's like genuinely just a terrible person, 10 times worse than Gavin Newsom, and they did like one good thing that aided Trump or aided the Republican Party, dude, you would see people with hats with that dude's name on it. You'd see him wearing shirts with it. You'd see him fucking pumping him up to millions of followers. He'd be on Fox News. He'd get an interview with Trump. Trump would talk about him on Twitter. It's like he would be glazed to hell. Doesn't matter his background. The right is comfortable giving like compliments and glazing people on the right who do good things. The left, which includes me. The left includes me. I am left. I am a lot more left than Gavin Newsom though, right? But the left, if somebody on the left does something that's a net positive for the left, example, the way that Gavin Newsom is handling the Trump situation, but they're not like an ultimate perfect human being, the left is generally like too perfectionist and too like woke. That's cringy to say. You understand what I'm saying? They care too much. They can't support an action of a person if an action that they did in the past is something they also can't support. And it's a slippery slope because, like, oh, you find out that this governor was actually on the Epstein list. It's like, yeah, don't support that person. But it's like, oh, I don't like the policy of this guy and how he's running California. So for that reason, I just can't even admit that the way he's handling the Trump situation is a good thing. There's a big difference there. And I don't know if I'm even explaining this very well, but I was really starting to notice this through this post. And it's stuff I briefly noticed and kind of briefly talked about in the past, but was really shining here. I cannot understand how anybody can see the way that Gavin Newsom is acting and behaving and attacking Trump and the Trump administration. I don't see how somebody on the left can see that and not think it's a net positive. If it was somebody else, they would love it. But because it's Gavin Newsom, he's not good enough for the left. He's not good enough. He's not left enough. His policies aren't good enough. So the left can't even admit that what he's doing is good. That is bad. Because if this happened on the right, if the right did something that hurt Joe Biden or hurt Kamala Harris, they would be praised. And I think that results in more people coming to the polls for that person. It results in more people rallying behind the political party as a whole. And I think that is part of the root cause of what's going on with Democrats having issues in this country right now, is that nobody's good enough for the left, it seems like. And that's just really frustrating because, like, look, I don't like Gavin Newsom's policy. He is not left enough for me at all. But do you know what? If my options are Gavin Newsom or Trump, that should be obvious enough, right? But it's not, because look, if it's Gavin Newsom or Trump, I'm going to vote for Gavin Newsom. But do you know what? In that comment section of the video I posted praising Gavin Newsom for his handling of the Trump situation, there was a lot of people in there who followed me, who are leftist, who had, pronouns in their bio. Like, clearly this person hates and despises Trump. But you know what? They said, if it comes down to, Vance or Trump versus Gavin Newsom, I'm not picking Gavin. He's terrible. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
For the last week, we have watched Gavin Newsom's press office relentlessly mocking Donald Trump online, and I know a lot of us are living for it because the way that they are speaking down to Donald Trump, very condescending-like, very childlike, is in a comprehensible manner that Donald Trump can read and understand, and doing it in all caps, which I find so hilarious. Literally the cherry on top. We need more Democrats within the Democratic Party to speak like this to MAGA conservatives. Because if we spoke like this 24/7 and bully the bully, MAGA conservatives would not bark. I don't even think they would be peeping a word towards the Democrats or mocking Democrats because they know we would bark back. And let me just give you a prime example of one of the tweets that they said this week. Donald Trump, the lowest polling president in recent history. This is your second to last warning. Now that's literally like how you talk to children. The next one is the last one. Stand down now or California will counterstrike legally to destroy your illegal crooked maps in red states. Press conference coming. Hosted by America's favorite governor, Gavin Newsom. Final warning, next you won't like. Thank you for your attention to this matter. This is exactly how we need to bully the bully back.
Welcome back. In this video, we took a look at Gavin Newsom, who is the governor for California, and he has been gathering a lot of attention on the internet nowadays because he is standing up to Trump neck to neck. There are some people who are really even tipping him for the candidacy of the Democrats in the next election, that is in 2028, because they say that a lot of people have not been able to stand up to Donald Trump, but he has been able to stand up to Donald Trump. Constantly, he has been on the toes and the neck of the president, Donald Trump, retweeting every single post that the president posts on his social media and making a counter argument against that. And it looks like some people are beginning to like him for that. And some people are saying that they need a bully in order to stand up to the bully. So Gavin Newsom doing this is something that some people are really, really happy about. He's constantly trolling the president, and you could tell vividly that Trump is quite upset about the way that Gavin Newsom is standing up to him on social media, most especially on Twitter, where he retweets and then makes comments about everything that the president tweets on his social media handles. Now, there are some people who also caution that that does not mean that Gavin Newsom is someone who is suitable to be president in 2028. But there are some people who are also of the view or the opinion that between two evils, you choose the less evil. So there are some people who are saying that he will be a very good candidate when it comes to the 2028 election, because he is someone who can really stand up to Donald Trump when it comes to the elections in the United States of America. So people are tipping him ahead of Kamala Harris, who is a bit calm and reserved. Some people are saying that they would need someone who is also a bully, just like Trump, for him to be able to stand toe-to-toe, neck-to-neck with Donald Trump. So some people are tipping him for the candidacy of the president in 2028, whereas some people are also against that opinion. Let me know what you also think about all these in the comment section below, and don't forget to share this video with your friends and your family on other social media platforms like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, and other social media platforms. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Just click the subscribe button down here. Click on the subscribe button. Click as well on the notification bell. And I'd like to see you again in my next video.